Hi and welcome, it's Matt Finnegan here and you're watching another Soccer Insight video preview. And we're looking at the Manchester United versus Newcastle game, the Saturday lunchtime game, and it's such an important game for the men at Old Trafford. Just 2 points out of a possible 9 going into this game. Defeat in midweek against Everton, and they're ninth in the table. I can't remember the last time they were ninth in the table. We rate them at 1.5 on the index. Newcastle 7.5, the draw 5.0. Newcastle, they lost midweek against Swansea, but that's following 4 wins on the bounce that got Alan Pardew the Manager of the Month competition. So is that the poison chalice? Winning that and then losing in the sort of next game. And I think it was pretty odds on that he was going to get it with being the only manager with 100% record in November. Anyway, looking at the head-to-head, 4 wins, 2 draws, no defeats for United in the last 6 Premier League clashes between the team in the past 7 seasons. Of course, Newcastle were in the Championship for 1 season, that's why Hugo's just got the 6 there. So United got a good record, but I think the pressure is on, and 1.5 is extremely sort of short in my book, for United, even though they've got the record. And looking at the fixtures, which I have sort of done, the December fixtures, and they've got 5 winnable games, and they really need to win this game and possibly take maximum points over the festive period, really to get back in that race for the Premier League, and more importantly for the Champions League spots, because if they fall too far behind, I can't see them catching up. Let's have a quick look at the Betfair prices, and you can see United 1.5, bang on our OP index. But what I will say about that price is that they've drifted on the back of the Van Persie injury news, so they were a lot shorter. They were about sort of 4 to 9, 144. Prior to the Everton game, that's what they were sort of trading at early in the week. Newcastle with a little bit of value against the index, around about 7 to 1 to win the game. You can see the draw just slightly shorter than what we have at 4.7, 4.8. So there's lots of opportunities within the markets if you fancy the team, and let's just have a look at those sort of options that you have. So United, well, they're in line with our OP index price. I think they may go out a little bit further. Might not be that market love with United sort of giving those sort of problems. Van Persie, big miss, but I think they're really missing Michael Carrick in the engine room. He gets United moving forward quicker. I just think that with the likes of sort of Cleverley and Fellaini, they're a little bit sort of slow pacing in moving the ball forward quickly. Carrick's got good vision, good range of passing, and he just gets that. The longer he's out of the team, I think the more United will struggle. And sort of looking at the form is 28 wins, 5 draws, 5 defeats last season, 6 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats already in the first 14 games. So they're not going to go 22-1-1 in the remainder of the season. So they're not going to perform as well as they did last year. But a little bit skinny for me. I think the best option is possibly Dutchin, 1 or 2 goals. That pays just a shade over evens. But you've seen with Newcastle is they will still keep going. If they're 1 or 2 goals down, they're just going to really sort of go for it, and they can lose by a few goals. And you've seen that with Swansea, that I wasn't really sort of playing the best. Managed to unpick them a couple of times in the second half to run out 3-0 winners. So be careful with that. I'll cover the winning margin options later in this video. One thing you could do, Man United to win, not to nil. I think Newcastle, they've got the the firepower. Remy looks a cracking player, and I think he's going to get better and better in the Premier League. And you should get sort of around 7 to 4 on Man United winning, not to nil. They're not watertight at the back, as we know. So that's an option if you want to price ramp the United price from that 1.5. At the end of the day, it is a speculative bet, and I think possibly if you want to play United, Dutchin in the winning margin might be the option there. On the Newcastle side, well, if you think they're going to get a result, lay United on the betting exchanges. It's a fair price, so you're getting a fair price for the lay. You're getting 2 to 1 that Man United don't win, and that's not too bad. Newcastle come away with the point. They're 33%, and they have sort of done so. It's bang really. actually on the sort of the price that it actually should be over the last 6 seasons. Asian handicap, now this one's an interesting one here. If you can get sort of 10 to 11, 1.91 or even better on Newcastle plus 1.25 goals, and basically there, if United win, you're going to get half your stake is going to be winning, the other half is going to get return. So if United win by that 1 goal, you're still getting a return on that and half your stake back. So that's certainly something to sort of consider if you can get that price on the Asian handicaps. That really sort of jumped out the page with me, on a Newcastle if you want to favour the away side here. And another option is if you can get sort of 1.62 or better on Newcastle to score, and that's not a bad price as well. And that doesn't matter what the result of the game is. There, you just say Newcastle, will break United's defence and score at any point, and that goes up to sort of around about 4 to 5, 1.8, 16 minutes or more. If you can get that sort of price with the bookmakers, it's a bit early for those markets as I'm doing this preview, but that's what you should be sort of looking for. Ignore the first 15 minutes to take 1.8 on that. The Newcastle score any time after the 15th minute. So some options there. Let's have a look at the winning margins, and basically you'll sort of see that United 205, 275 on Dutch and 2-3 goals, and depending on how brave you want to be, that might sort of fit into your sort of thought process there. That I think United will win. Most likely, if they're going to win by sort of 2 or 3 goals. Depends on how confident you are, but it's certainly an option there. Newcastle, I don't think you've got an option in the winning margins. At the end of the day, you're getting value a little bit to win, and I think if they are to come away with 3 points, they're most likely to do so with a 1 goal margin. So you can get 8 to 1 on that, and that's your most likely call. In the unders and overs, well, it's pretty much on par, with our sort of tissue sort of prices, with the over-rounds being on either one of the sort of the sides of the market, in that you can sort of see that 167 is quite short on the overs. If it starts slow, that's really going to fly up rapidly, and by sort of the 20 minute mark, you're going to be, if there's no goals, the markets would have actually sort of flipped on that sort of point, and you'll be sort of getting 167 on the unders and sort of 11 to 8, 2.38 on the overs. So with that, just have a think about the games, and if you do fancy goals to flow at some point during the match, you might want to sort of take an inflated price on the unders and overs. Finally, let's have a look at the in-play stats. Going into this, a 53.7% chance of a goal before half time. So if it is 0-0, you're going to get value that there will be a goal, before the half time whistle comes, and it's basically you're going to get slightly odds against at that particular sort of moment. So high percentage chance, as is the with a goal between 25 and 70 minutes and 80% chance. 4 in 5 games that fit this profile, there is a goal in that sort of period, and if that happens, it's almost the same again, that you'll see another one goal. So it is the catalyst of goals being scored. And finally, 62.5% chance of the last goal of the match coming after 65 minutes, 1.6 or above. You might struggle just to get that on the exchanges, probably on a par with what the exchanges will be at that sort of period, but it does suggest that there could be a late goal in this game. So there's just a few of the in-play stats. Let's say that's the video tutorial. If you want to get in my Insiders Club, just head over to betting-insight.com, click on the soccer section, and you can get involved with myself in the Insiders Club. And do check out the betting previews on the site as well, the market analysis, where I released that at the weekend, a more in-depth market analysis, covering more markets than I can do this early in the week when I'm doing and recording the video previews. Hope you found this useful. Check out all the previews on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.